everybody, welcome back to More Pipe Makes. My name is Cheryl, and today we're going to talk about the Bardon dress, which I did finish yesterday. Yeah, I forgot to make the shoulder adjustment, so I'm pretty bummed about that. Last week you'll have seen I made the bodice portion in a different fabric. I liked that well enough to move forward and make the Bardon dress. I did go down 2 sizes. I still lowered the bust darts, and then I also shortened them. The bust darts are also weird on this one. They're uneven, and then this one kind of, I don't know, I didn't take it properly to a point, I think, and it looks kind of weird. Let me show you the full thing. Let me show you, and you can tell me what you think. To the kitchen. So as you can see, I didn't put on the bottom tier. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't think I would wear a dress that long. It would have added another couple inches. It would have probably hit me mid-calf, which isn't the most flattering length for me. I considered adding a smaller tier, but I just went with this because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and my suspicions were correct. I don't really like it. Let me tell you why I don't really like it. It has nothing to do with the pattern. I think the pattern is good, and if you like an oversized gathered dress, I would recommend it. It was pretty simple. A couple things went wrong when I was making it up, and I got really frustrated, mostly with myself, but also with my sewing machine. If you've been following along, you know that it went into the shop a couple months ago, and it took a really long time to get back to me, and part of that's my own fault because I messed with it before I sent it in. But while they had it, they did call me and let me know that there was problems with the feed dogs, which I knew, and I authorized them the extra time and money to fix that. They said it was fixed. I picked it up. It's not acting as it used to. I don't really think there's a point in taking it back to that shop. I don't trust them anymore. So if things get worse, I'll have to find a different shop. But that meant all the fine top stitching that was really close to the edge took a long time because my thread kept breaking. It wouldn't backstitch properly. I did change the needle. The thread's not the best quality, but it's never done this before, even though I have a ton of that brand of thread. So I did as much on the serger as I could. Some things you're not really meant to do on the serger that I tried to do anyways. I had to redo some steps, especially around the pockets. One of the things I had to do is raise the waistline again. I raised the waistline on the paper pattern before I cut it out, and that length had been good for the bodice portion that I made up as like a shirt, and the length was just fine, so I used that length again when I cut out this, but it was about an extra inch down, and that really looked off. So I raised the waistline by an inch, and the way I did that is I turned the whole thing inside out, and I just serged an inch off of the waist seam. And when I was doing that, you can see, especially here, that I did catch the gathers kind of strangely. Not that my gathers looked good to begin with. I don't gather very often, and so my gathering skills are not very well developed. Anyways, I think that this is a good waistline. This is basically my natural waist, and I do think that this is a good length for a bodice of a dress. But yeah, I did kind of mess up the skirt portion when I did that. I haven't worn this. I'm going to wear it for the rest of the day and see how I like it. I think it's cute for what it is. I just think that it doesn't suit me. Okay, so there's that. Also, because the straps are so wide, I only have one bra that I can wear this or the other top with. So that's also kind of frustrating. I didn't realize that it was going to be so wide. If you look at the pattern cover, it's clearly a wide top. There's also a little bit of like this pop-up at the inside of the shoulder. I don't really know what that's about, like what shoulder adjustment you would need, but there's also this little bit of gaping here at the neckline, which I think the forward shoulder adjustment would take care of. It might even take care of that little kick up at the top, but you can see that it doesn't fit quite right. The arms fit a lot better at this size. I did size D. My original one had been an F. I took off 1.5 inches. When I looked at the patterns, going down 1 inch was like 2 sizes, which was a D. I went with that because I thought with the skirt attached, it would be harder to get off and on. And I was right. So I think this is a good size for me for this pattern. I just don't think I'm ever going to make this pattern again. So like I said, I'm going to finish wearing this for the rest of the day, just go about my life and see how it wears and whether or not I like it. You can see I haven't ironed it. I need to iron out like this, the center seams and everything, but yeah, I'm just going to wear it and see what I think. And if I still don't like it at the end of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpick this seam, finish this off as like a, it'll be pretty crop top, and then use the fabric from the skirt portion and also the fabric from the second tier and make good old simplicity 1370, just the regular mini skirt, just VD. It's the same pattern I used to make the skirt I wore with the Bardon top last week. But there's plenty of fabric to make this skirt, especially because I think I'll try making it a size down from the size that the skirt last week was in. I think I originally made it in a size 20, so I'll try a size 18. And yeah, we'll see. I think that would be really cute. I think I would like that better, to have it as separates, and then I can switch out the tops with the skirts. And I have another top made out of this fabric that I think you probably haven't ever seen because it's always really wrinkly, but then I can incorporate that too, and I could kind of mix and match. It's a button up. It's got little sleeves, and it would just give a different vibe, I think, than this sort of shell top does. This is going to be a really short one. It's just been so hot. This is the only sewing I got done this week. I didn't get anything cut for any other projects. Of course, I've still got my batch cut stuff, and I don't really know what I want to work on yet. I am proud of myself for actually doing this and like finishing it. Oh, and by the way, this was the first finished garment for my fabric roulette, so I'm pretty excited about that. This fabric has been in my stash for years, so I'm glad to finally sew it up. Even if I don't love it, I definitely think I can make it into something that I do love. And so let's pick the next fabric for my fabric roulette. That's exciting. Okay, so the computer's not cooperating, so we'll choose our fabric roulette fabric in the next video. Leave a comment down below. What did you think of the dress? Should I chop it up? Should I leave it as is? It is comfortable. I'm sorry if you can hear Darwin. She thinks that my husband came home, but he has not come home. It's a different car. It's not our car. Yeah, so this is going to be in the end of the video because she's going to become even more deranged unless I take her out to show her that my husband's not home. So yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications because I upload radically. I'm going to try to get this edited now before I have to start dinner. So I will see you next time.